Good Sunday morning, everyone. Welcome back to Weather with Sim again. I hope you guys have all had a great weekend so far, and I hope you guys are also having a great start to your Sunday. And today is January 19th, 2025, and in today's forecast, we are going to be going over what we can expect for the next few weeks, which we will be tracking the potential for a rare winter storm that will likely be impacting parts of the deep south and as well as areas even over there near the east coast as well. So we will need to be watching the system closely, as we'll even be tracking some cold air that will likely be rolling on in here during the next few days, which temperatures will continue to drop. And the worst of this cold air is going to be as we get into tomorrow morning. So make sure you guys are getting ready for this, as it's really going to be quite intense as it rolls on through. But if you are new here to the YouTube channel, or if you haven't subscribed already, make sure to go down below and click that subscribe button, as we try to upload every day on this channel despite being out of town. So make sure to click that subscribe button if we haven't already. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as well. Those help out more than you know, and those are also appreciated. And also make sure to share this with any friends, family, or anyone who you know on social media. If you guys would please do that, that would be much appreciated, so that way we can help get the word out to everyone. And let's start getting into today's forecast. But let's first start off by giving you guys an overview with your temperatures. And as you guys can see, over the next few days, especially tomorrow morning, which is what we're looking at right now, we are going to see that cold air really start to dig well far down south, which is definitely going to cause some pretty low wind chills around. We're talking possibly wind chills in the single digits, maybe even high in negatives down there towards parts there of Alabama. So we will definitely need to be watching those areas even down there in Dixie Alley very closely, as even Nashville, Tennessee likely experience wind chills as low as negative 10 degrees. Even those areas even up there towards Indianapolis, you guys are likely to get those wind chills too as well, which those wind chills could even be as low as negative 12. Same with you guys, even up here in the Dakotas, back over there in Minnesota, you guys could really be seeing those wind chills push even lower, with wind chills possibly getting down there into the 40s and as well as the 50s, guys. We're talking negative 40 and negative 50 wind chills. This is low enough to really cause a frostbite in minutes. So make sure you guys are getting bundled up out there, as this is really going to cause some pretty big issues, because it's not just your temperature, it's also your wind chill that really causes those big issues, especially when that wind picks up. That's when you can really feel it, and of course that will make it even feel colder. So make sure you are really getting prepared out there, or else there will likely be a frostbite somewhere, especially if you do not have protected skin. But we will definitely keep an eye on it as it continues to push southward over the next few days. And then not only will we be dealing with that cold air, but we will also be dealing with the small winter storm that is going to be likely ongoing across parts there of the East Coast over the next few days, as well as it's actually just getting ready to push into New York City. So we will definitely be watching it throughout today and perhaps even into tomorrow, as a lot of snowfall does appear possible with the system. So make sure you guys are really looking out for the system if you do live around the New York City area. Now, the main thing we're going to be going over that we are most concerned about is going to be the potential for a rare winter storm, which will likely be impacting these areas down there in the deep south. And that winter storm is pretty much just going to bring impacts as it continues to move eastward, with even some freezing rain even appearing possible over there into the Carolinas, back down there into Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, and as well as the panhandle of Florida. You guys could all experience heavy snow, freezing rain, and even sleet from the system as it rolls on through, which looks to be later this week. So we will definitely need to be keeping an eye on this very closely, as this could bring some significant impacts. But as of right now, though, things could still change as we are heading over 4 days out. But we will definitely need to watch it very closely, as this winter storm could really bring some pretty big big impacts as we get into the middle and, like I said, even the end of this week. So we will definitely need to be watching that closely. And then by the time we get into next week, which will be over 7 days from now, we will be tracking even another potential winter storm that we may need to watch for, which could bring a little bit of freezing rain and as well as heavy snowfall. The good news about this system is that it doesn't look to bring as bad of impacts, but we will definitely need to be watching it very closely, as even those areas as far north as Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and as well as Ohio could all experience some snow, freezing rain, and maybe even a little bit of sleet from the system. So we will definitely need to be watching it as we get into next week, as there could very well be another small scale winter storm. But as of right now, though, we still don't know exactly what's going to happen. So I would probably take this with a grain of salt till we get into the next few days, and that's when we'll know a little bit more information. Now, the other things that I want to talk about is going to be your February. This is what we could see as we get into February, and this is also the latest from the Climate Prediction Center, which is pointing out some pretty big cold air likely to roll on through as we get into February. And let me draw that a little bit better. We're likely going to see that cold air likely push down into those areas as we get into February, which is what they're forecasting. So we will definitely need to watch that cold air as we get into February, as it could very well continue to stick around. Plus, we will also likely be seeing some huge warm-ups along the East Coast back down there into the desert Southwest. So we will need to be watching those areas very closely, as this actually does meet the criteria for even severe weather, because usually when you see that cold air surge on in and collide with that warm air, usually that creates some damaging winds and tornadoes, which is going to be something to watch in February, as we will be right on the edge of tornado season. So we will need to be watching February very closely, as the end of February especially could definitely be on the active side of things, and we could even be seeing that potential for even some well above normal precipitation as well. So we will definitely need to be watching it very closely, as places like the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley could definitely be more of the bullseye for February. So definitely not looking like a good month for a lot of people, as this is really going to be more of a La Nina like pattern overall. But as of right now, though, we still don't know what's going to happen. So if I were you, I would probably take most of this with a grain of salt. But like I said, though, it's definitely something to watch for, as we could be seeing a very active, if why not significant February. And then after February, as we get into March and as well as April, the pattern continues to be just as active, with above normal precipitation likely across the same areas. And of course, those temperatures could even set up the same way as well, with below normal temperatures across the north, and as well as those above normal temperatures farther down to the south. So this will definitely be something to watch for, as we could be seeing a very active tornado season this year. But once again, though, we still don't know exactly what's going to happen, so obviously take all of that with a grain of salt. Now, the final things that we're going to look at is going to be your total rain and also your total snowfall. And as you guys can see, starting off with your total rainfall, and this is going to be as we get into the beginning of February, where we will likely pick up quite a bit of rainfall over the deep south, where even if you guys don't experience that winter storm, you guys could definitely be picking up a lot of rainfall. So we will definitely need to be watching those areas farther down to the south very closely. And then when we compare that to your snowfall, you guys can see how the GFS model actually does want to point out some pretty big time snowfall down there in Louisiana, which for my opinion, I think that's a little higher than what it could really be. I think we're going to see more like 1 to 3 inches, more than close to 10 inches of snowfall, which would be extremely rare for Louisiana, because that would be like 9 inches above normal for Louisiana. So definitely not looking good for you guys in Louisiana, as some models do point out higher amounts. But I think the area area that we're especially going to also need to watch for is going to be the East Coast, heading from Maine all the way back down there into the Carolinas. So pretty much those areas along the I-95 corridor could definitely be experiencing a lot of the snowfall. So we will definitely be keeping an eye on it for you, as it could be a very active later January and as well as the beginning of our February. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's weather forecast. Make sure to subscribe to the channel as we upload every day. And like I said, it is good to check back often for updates, as we will sometimes do more than one video per day depending on how active the weather is. And I also forgot to announce that I now have a Weather with Sim store connected to my channel off of TeePublic. So if you guys would like to see it, make sure to go down below and click the link down in the description, or select one of my products and it will bring you to my store off the website. So make sure to go down below and click the link if you guys would like to buy some merchandise. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up too as well. Just help out more than you know, and those are much appreciated. And of course, make sure to share this with any friends, family, or anyone who you know on social media. If you guys would please do that, that would be much appreciated, so that way we can help get the word out to everyone. And feel free to leave any comments down below, and we will definitely get to those in just a second. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of your Sunday, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you all so much for watching, and goodbye.